We begin today to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of this land in which we meet, the Gadigal people, past and present of the Eora Nation, with many thanks to Elaine for bringing us together for a protest against a persecution of gay people in Chechnya in Russia. Welcome, one and all. Come along.
Thank you, Selena. And I too would like to pay my respects to the elders past and present on which we stand on Aboriginal land in Sydney, Australia. I'm a proud mother of 4 gay and lesbian children. All of my children are grown up, and when I first found out that they were gay and lesbian, I was a little bit shocked, but you know what? I love my children so much that I would do anything in the world for them. And all of these people that are being persecuted in other countries right now, concentration camps opened in Chechnya, are my children's brothers and sisters. And there must be one lesbian amongst the concentration camps of men that are in Chechnya that are being tortured, and the families are embarrassed by them. And my family, we're not embarrassed. I'm proud of them. And I would like to show you my photographs that I took over a period of 40 years that tell a story of documentary of important events, community events, parades, and people that are out there and having fun. And I'd like to introduce you to Mish Sparks from, say the name, Studio Mod. And Mish is a proud lesbian.
Yes.
And also a production, director, producer. That's it, yeah. And I'd like to have you speak, if you will. Thank you.
Thanks, Elaine. And thanks to Aunt Sylvia for the acknowledgement for this exhibition. I'm here to support Elaine and the work she's been doing for many decades, documenting really important groups within Sydney who've been marginalised or ignored by the mainstream media for many years. It's thanks to Elaine that we have some iconic images through the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and it's really important to have those images, especially from her perspective as a mother of 4 gay, lesbian or queer children. And it's really important to have people like her. She's a senior, she's an elder of our community, in the support she's given all these years. It's really important to have her perspective in her senior years, giving these words and this support. And she's always stayed engaged on a global level. For a lot of people, Chechnya might seem far, far away, but it's all part of the world we live in, and there are themes or threads running through all over the world about this kind of discrimination and hatred. So thanks for inviting me to be part of this exhibition.
This is a photograph that I'm fond of. It was taken in the 80s, and it says, "God forgive Sydney." Fred Niles' group was perched near Elizabeth Street, where the parade used to start, at the Mardi Gras parade. And this girl, Jeannie, worked for me. And she said, "Look, if you come and meet me there, I'll stop my motorcycle there." And Fred Niles having his protest there, and they're all praying for rain. And I remember it did rain a little bit, so I was, they all stopped in front of Fred Nile, and you can see the signs. I have to look at them, what it says, but where will you spend eternity? And I think we've come a long way since this photograph was taken, that now the dykes on bikes ride first, and there's men on bikes. now, and they lead the parade. These motorcycles. I remember last year they said, "Oh, if you don't get to Taylor Square on time, the dogs on bikes will run over you." So it was like, "Hear our cry, O Lord, and heal our land." Well, the healing is taking place here in Australia, as far as I'm concerned. All we need to do is change a few laws, and we'll be right, in comparison to Russia. Okay, and in Germany and in London and England, people are protesting, so we should do it too. So over to you, Mish. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so upset or something.
No. Thank you.
Do you want to say anything about this?
Yeah, I think this is particularly significant because people are using religion for hate, basically, and from what I know about religion, the true message was about love. And so I think people are, in fact, co-opting religion to scapegoat some people. That's my take on it. And it's really important that even though this was, 30 odd years ago, those currents are not just still there, they're sort of having a revival. There's, the current... what are they called? The Australian Christian Lobby, the ACL. So they're really pushing it, and they're very political about it, and that's part of a global network of people who say that they stand for, the family and Christianity, but in fact what they spend most of their time talking about is the gays and how evil they are. So
I think that's really true too, because some of my own family in America, in my hometown in Bradenton, Florida, are homophobic. So it's very sad. I just feel really proud to live in a big city like Sydney. Yeah.
And you also pointed this one out. This is a blast from the past, a piece of history. This is from 2004. An exhibition. Oh, it's actually called A Blast from the Past. That's a. This is from an exhibition at Elaine and Gordon's gallery, Blackfellas Dreaming, back then, and it was a retrospective of work from your photographs for the various parades, gay and lesbian Mardi Gras parades over the years.
Yeah, it was also community. Like I'm pretty sure this was a community event. It was the first urban corroboree. Aboriginal corroboree to do with gay and lesbian people. And this one was called Phoenix, which was taken right at Taylor Square before all the producers took over that square. It used to be open to the public.
Yeah.
I think when I took that, I didn't even have a media pass. I was just running along the side.
Yeah, well, things have changed a lot.
It has, but it's the Mardi Gras parade is run by volunteers, and very little violence over the years. If there was violence, it sometimes even came a little bit from the police or some right-wing people, but very little. And run by the volunteers, marshals, and so I have a lot of pictures of the marshals over the years, which I'd like to show later, all these volunteer people. It made it work. This gentleman was outside of Sleaze Ball in 1992, and I think that this epitomizes, this is just a wonderful picture because he looks like he's having fun, he's not hurting anybody, he's dressed the way he chooses and selects to dress, every single thing. This would look like almost crocodile sort of skin type stuff, and sexy, and it's just the most gorgeous makeup with a little bit of a beard. And I think it just shows the passion and fun and excitement that gay and lesbian people have when they go to a party. I can't explain it any better than that. What do you think, Mish? Is it silly? But
well, I think it's about the creativity because people can dress up in any old party clothes, and that's fun and nice when they're going off to a party. But this community is particularly famous for the creativity that we bring to our celabrations, and breaking molds, breaking barriers, doing things that are outlaw in a way. And I think that's why a lot of people are afraid of
That's true.
gay and lesbian
Yeah.
people, because it's about transgressing
Yeah.
codes and, you know, social mores.
Yeah.
And that scares people because, you know, it's sort of upsetting the power structures of, you know, the dominant patriarchal kind of perspective, and everything having a place and falling within the order. And when you go doing, you know, crazy transgressive things like dressing as a woman when you're a man, then that's a problem for people. And then it's an easy thing to step onto that scapegoating and oppression and victimisation
Yeah.
path. That's my take on it.
Thank you very much, Mish. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my kids thank you too.